The town of Hot Springs, Arkansas is in the center of the state and is situated in the Ouachita Mountains. The town gets its name from the hot springs that reside under it. These hot springs were believed to have medicinal qualities. The medicinal benefits given by the 143 Abbott Street Springs brought many famous visitors, including Al Capone, Cy Young, JFK, Helen Keller, Babe Ruth, and many more. Most of these famous visitors would find residence in the town's historic hotel, the Arlington. The Arlington Hotel has had 3 different buildings. The original building was built in 1875 and was a 3-story wood building with 120 rooms, which was the largest hotel in the state at the time. This building in the late 1880s was then altered to add 100 more rooms, a dining room with electric lights, and a new parlor. The Arlington faced so much success, though, that in 1893 they demolished the original building and built a brand new 300-room hotel. This hotel was hailed as one of the premier hotels in America. It featured a veranda that would become a staple of the Arlington. Tragedy struck on the day of April 5, 1923, when the Arlington burned down. This led to the building of the modern Arlington Hotel. However, they were able to keep some of the second Arlington with the preservation of the Crystal Ballroom, the Venetian Room, and the lobby. Noticeable changes to today's hotel is the addition of air conditioning in 1955 and elevators in 1969, and of course the new Starbucks. The Arlington, though, even with its great reputation, didn't miss out on Hot Springs' notorious crime problems by housing many notable mobsters. Notable mobsters including Al Capone, Frank Costello, Bugs Moran, and Lucky Luciano. Mobsters were drawn to the Arlington and Hot Springs because of the town's seclusion, illegal gambling, and corruption. Gambling in Hot Springs dates back to the late 1800s when 2 families, the Flynns and the Durans, had a series of conflicts to determine who would have control over the town's gambling circuit. The history of gambling also connects with the town's history of its police force and mayor being in the pocket of the highest bidder. Even with the gambling, though, the town would really hit its stride in the Prohibition era, where speakeasies ran the town, naturally drawing in mobsters like Al Capone. Al Capone, during his many stays in Hot Springs, would always stay at the Arlington, and more specifically in his favorite room, 443. During his time at the Arlington, it would not only be a place of relaxation, but he would also conduct business there. It was rumored that he would meet with Arkansas moonshiners to try and conduct business between them and his speakeasies in Chicago. Tensions would reach a high when Bugs Moran came to town, who stayed in the hotel across from the Arlington. Bugs Moran and Al Capone were extreme rivals, so them staying in the same town across from the street from each other brought the risk of extreme violence. But luckily there is no record of the 2 gangs fighting. The Las Vegas-style gambling and blind-eyed police made the Arlington the center for the known mobsters and celebs who wanted the legal gambling and, at the time, the illegal alcohol. Many baseball players were also known to stay at the Arlington. Their teams would come to the area during spring training for the cold weather thanks to the Ouachita Mountains, and they would fall in love with the weather in the springs. Babe Ruth and Cy Young were some of the best to ever play the game, and they stayed at the Arlington many times. Its in-house spa offered relaxation, physical rehabilitation, safe from the public who were in love with these 2 baseball players. The Arlington is also associated with presidents, with many presidents including FDR and Herbert Hoover staying at the hotel. FDR was there a lot as he was advised that the warm springs would help with his disease. Like the baseball players, he also enjoyed the privacy offered by the hotel spa, considering his inability to walk was kept very quiet. FDR was also known to drink the spring water from the hot springs, believing that it was healthier than regular water. Hot Springs is an unexpected gem of history and excitement in Arkansas, and in the very middle is the luxury hotel, the Arlington, which holds a connection to all the town's rich history.